Here's a quick video I'd like to do about the mafia. I see all these documentaries about the mafia. Well, I like to say first of all the Italian mafia, or Cosa Nostra. They come from Italy. Imagine a family that moves from Italy that has money, that's lower than the other families in Italy, but the boss still wants to have something. So he moves to America, and by moving to America, he expends his money more. Because you see, everybody around him in Italy, they all got the same amount of money. But if he can move to America, where men work lame construction jobs and get paid cheap salaries, then he can make his money stretch further and make his family stronger. Well, he comes to America, he pays men who now have money and go out and get themselves some things with money that they've never had before. Then the guys who are making that money start offending other guys, and they go out and they pay people who are even crookeder to take care of them, and so forth and so on. You see, the only reason he moved here is because he wasn't the biggest family. So he came here so his money will be doubled. Then, eventually, he starts to make more money, and the other families start to pay more attention to him. Because you wouldn't believe, money can get you anything in the world. Women, cars, I mean, you could live the high life. And they will do it for the almighty dollar. So, he starts to gain attention from the higher families back in Italy, and as he starts to gain attention from those families, what happens is the guys who are working for those families and had deals with those families start to get cut out of the picture. And when they get cut out of the picture, then that's when things start to get bad there. You see, because they're losing what they have. So they start acting like crybabies and they want to do something about it. So there goes another war. Trust me, these guys think they're scary, but I want you all to know that these guys are nothing but pigs with money. This guy has never got blood on his hands one time. You want to know why? Because money can get you anything. You take some guy from some messed up part of town that had nothing before, you give him a record label, you give him a nice car, a little bit of money, that guy will mirror you and gain your attention for the rest of your life so you can keep getting what he has. Because to him, that is heaven. Another thing I'd like to talk about here is the Russian Mafia. The Russian Mafia is nothing more than ex-military and ex-KGB. They had lots of guns to sell, and he had lots of military knowledge. Lots of guns, lots of military knowledge. Former KGB agents trained by the KGB. These guys are protection of the president. These guys are very smart. They know exactly how to get by with things. So it was hard to catch. Pretty much he was ex-military. You know, he just used them to go out and do the deeds for him. You see, take a look at some of the rules of the mafias. No association with police, or they call it the thieves-in-law. The Russian mafia are the thieves-in-law. No association with police, no military association at all. You see, that's because he wanted to be the only one that had military association. Same thing with the Irish mafia. The guy was from the ex-military, the Irish army. You know, he was trained, he had connection to guns, he was smart, and that's it, folks. All mafias are exactly the same. They're just guys with lots of money that come to our neighborhoods and take our wives, our sisters, and our brothers because they believe that they're going to live the high life. And that's what it is. So this is a response to all those documentaries out there about the Russian mafia and the Italian mafia that's posted on YouTube. You know, most of these guys wind up on the witness protection program because they get too greedy and somebody else winds up doing it to them. So That's the bottom line on that. That's what the mafias are, folks. They're just guys that have knowledges above other people, and they use them to win. They use them to exploit them. And extortion, I'm going to read the definition to you. Extortion, out-wrestling, or exaction is a criminal offense which occurs when a person unlawfully obtains either money, property, or services from a person, entity, or institution through coercion. Refraining from doing harm is sometimes euphemistically called protection. Extortion is commonly practiced by organized crime groups. The actual attainment of money or property is not required to commit the offense, making a threat of violence or a lawsuit. That's going to be, I'm the guy with the money, you do what I say, or you go back down to where you came from. You ain't never going to be like me again. And that's exactly it, folks. Another one for me.